Hi guys, welcome to my very first YouTube video. I am very excited to do this. And for my first video, I'd like to discuss 5 reasons why you are broke. Yes, the average adult is broke. Anyway, for those who don't know me, my name is Rafiu. Welcome to my channel. On this channel, I would focus a lot on personal growth. Financial education is my main interest, but at some point we'll talk about physical growth, we'll do some emotional and mental growth, and basically any other topic or subjects that will help us grow as a community and as individuals. Right, let's go into it. Today's topic. So, why is the average worker broke? The average person in most countries still working, earning decent amount of salaries, is still broke. Reason number 1, lack of financial education. The average adult is not financially educated. Most of us would have been to school, achieved a degree, studied what sort of diplomas that we have, but the one important education that help us become much better adults, financial education, is not taught in any school. You could argue that some people go to school, study finance, study accounting. That is good. But is that the sort of financial education? And how many people are actually even studying those subjects? So lack of financial education is, in my opinion, the very first reasons why most people remain broke. It's okay if that's not your thing. If you don't understand how government policies affect your personal finances, that's fine. If you don't want to know how increase or decrease in interest rates affect your personal life, that's okay. But I believe every person should be at least financially educated enough to understand simple things like writing a budget for yourself. Governments do it every year. Why do we think it's important? At the end of each month, or even at the beginning, if that's what you do, write down a budget. Know what your income is, i.e., what monies you are getting, what all your expenditures are. What you're going to spend that money on. Is there anything left out of that? Yes, great. Most of the time, no, but at least once you have a budget, you're able to know this is how much I have, this is what I need to spend that money that I'm getting on. Once you're able to do or understand the basic principles of budgeting, you're able to identify what you really need to spend that money on. Because I promise you, if that thing is not on your budget, you probably didn't need it. So, 1, you saved yourself from spontaneous buying, random stuff that sometimes we think we need, but we don't actually need. But because we are not financially educated to understand simple things like having a budget, we end up spending on things that are not unnecessary, even though we might have convinced ourselves that we actually need it. Once you have a budget, you know what you're getting, what needs to go out, what is left of it. That's why it's important to be financially educated, even at the basic level of writing a budget and sticking to your budget. Reason number 2, which I believe ties in with the first point, is what I call classify or grade your finances. What do I mean by that? Simple. Know what your income is and know what your expenditure is. If you have a job that pays you salary, know this is what I'm getting from my work. If you have any other side hustle, any other thing that brings you income, that is what your income is. That is all your income is. And then what are your expenditures? What is gonna take money out of everything that you have coming in? Once you're able to grade these two sides, it gives you a better picture. It helps you to stay and spend within your means. Because trust me, in this day and age, if you don't have a budget or you don't have an idea what your incomings and outgoings are, you could definitely spend more than you actually earn. It's simple. Banks will give you loan, credit cards are everywhere. If you don't have an expenditure plan, if you don't know what your incomings are, you could always spend more than you're actually earning. And by the time you realize, you're already broke or find yourself in debt. That is one way a lot of people find themselves trapped in the cycle of being broke without even realizing how they got there, because we simply don't know what is our incomings, what is our ongoing, what do we actually need, what don't we need, what are we just spending spontaneous on, and how do we manage that. I'll give you a trick that for most people it actually works. You might have heard of the 75, 15, 10% rule. If you haven't, I'll explain it. It's simple. Once you know what your income is, 75% of that should cover all your expenditures. 15% should be going into some form of investment, i.e., that 15% should be money that is actively working to make you more money. And 10% should be going into a savings account for that emergency that we all hope never happens. Someone might be wondering, well, saving is quite important. Why does it have to be 10%, or why does it have to be the lowest number? It's simple. Lack of financial education that I mentioned. Anyone who is financially educated know that you can't save your way into financial freedom. I mean, no one ever gets successful through their savings accounts. Reasons being, you can save for however many years, but that money only loses value once it's sat in your bank account. Yes, it does lose value. And 100,000 today is not 100,000 in 5 years. It's probably worth only about 80,000 if you calculate it, right? And why have a bigger amount of your money sat there rather than when it can possibly be working to make you more money? Depending on your lifestyle, I mean, savings is important. Everyone knows that. It's just common sense. Savings is very important. But however, depending on your individual situations, while you are able to have enough savings to cover your 4 to 6 months worth of expenses, I think that should be enough for most people. You can then rechannel that money into the 15% pot where that money is actively working to grow. And if you're able to stick to this by being able to identify what your incomings are, what your expenditures are, gradually it will help you work your way out of being broke, or at least to stop you from living paycheck to paycheck, because one, your expenditures are covered within the 75%. Two, you got that 15% pot that is growing or working to make you more money. And then there is the 10% for God forbid if the unexpected happens. Right. Reason number 3, define what your assets are and what your liabilities are. That is very, very important. I mean, one of my favorite writers, Robert Kiyosaki, and this is a popular book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I'm sure a lot of you would have heard of it. He explained this brilliantly. Assets, in his words, are everything that puts money in your pocket. Liabilities, on the other hand, anything that takes money out of your pocket. Think about it this way. Because of lack of financial education, we grew up being taught if you own a house, if you own a car, it's an asset. No, it can't be. Is the house putting money in your pocket? If yes, it is an asset. If they're taking money out of your pocket, yeah, it is a liability. I'll give you an example. You own a house that you live in. Every month you're paying 700 or 800 pounds in for your mortgage. Is that house putting money out of your pocket? Certainly not. It's a liability. It's taking money out of your pocket. Other side of it is you own a house, you've rented it out. Every month you're getting 700 or 800 pounds from the house. That is putting money in your pocket. That is an asset. Once you're able to define clearly what is putting money in your pocket and what is taking money out of your pocket, you're able to understand your finances well. You're able to draw a bigger picture of where your money is going and coming from. That helps you manage your finances better moving forward, help you stop living from paycheck to paycheck. Reason number 4, Get yourself a passive income. Yes, I'll discuss passive income in further videos down the line, but what does passive income mean? I.e., income that you are getting without have to actively be involved or working for. For example, your salary is not passive income because you are actively working for that. Passive income basically means income that you are getting for stuff like investment that you are not actively working for. We'll discuss that further in the future. But yes, it is worth considering if you want to stop yourself from being broke. Last point I want to discuss on this topic is an increase in your salary does not equate to increase in lifestyle. I mean, we all do that. The moment we get a promotion, the moment we get an increase in salary, the moment we get some form of free money that was unexpected, immediately we upgrade our lifestyle. It doesn't work. Our salary might have increased. Doesn't necessarily mean we have to increase our expenditure. But of course, we are caught in that cycle where because we got a bigger salary now, we think we want a bigger car or maybe we want a bigger house. Ask yourself, is that bigger car gonna put money in your pocket or take money out of your pocket? That bigger car might come with bigger insurance, bigger monthly payments, or maybe even more expensive fuel and insurance costs. The salary would have increased, but the cost associated with the upgrade in life will probably be more than the rate of increase you had on your salaries. Most people, again, for lack of financial education, don't have the time or even think about stuff like that. So you end up going through that cycle. Yes, you've had a 10% increase, but your lifestyle and your expenditure have increased by 15 to 20%. You are gonna run yourself broke. You're definitely running yourself broke that way. For the lack of financial education, these simple 5 steps you would think is common sense, but you don't understand them, which is why most of us or most adults remain broke. It doesn't matter how hard you work, you don't understand how finances work. And that is why you keep remaining broke. All right. Further down the line on this channel, I'll talk about stuff like how to invest, how to start investment, how to look into getting a passive income. But today's topic was mainly to discuss or to point out simple reasons why people remain broke. That is it for now. If you find any value in this or if you find this interesting and want to see more, follow my channel, subscribe, comment, like, and yeah, give me positive or negative review, ways I could make better, and then you get to see more of this. But for today, that's it. Thank you.